can't sleep anymore. Every time I close my eyes, I hear them. The whispers. Not through the headset, not from the radio, inside my helmet. At first I thought it was feedback, stray comm signals bouncing off debris. But no, these were words. Not English, not Russian. Something old, like a dying language struggling to be heard. We were orbiting the dark side of Earth. That part where radio blackouts last 7 minutes. Except this time, it lasted 9. No one spoke when it ended, but I saw it in their eyes. We all heard something. Captain Harris said it was solar interference. He's lying. He keeps staring out the window, whispering names under his breath. When I asked who he was talking to, he said, "They're calling names, and they know mine." 2 days later, something appeared outside. Not debris, not light reflection. Something moving against our orbit. Perfectly still 1 second, then a sudden glide, like it was swimming through space. I tried to record it, but the camera glitched into static. The sensors dropped to 0, like it didn't exist on instruments, only to human eyes. Harris went out to check the solar arrays. He never came back. His comm filled with static, the same pattern we'd heard that night. Then a voice whispered, "1 down." His tether was floating, snapped clean through, like it was cut. But with what? There's nothing sharp in space. Command stopped replying. "It's just me, Ivan, and Dr. Yates now. Ivan says the reflection outside is wrong. He says when he waves, it waves back. But when he looks away, it keeps staring." That night, Yates screamed. I found her floating against the ceiling, eyes wide, mouth open, no sound. Her body frozen mid-air, like someone hit pause. Ivan tried to pull her down, and her body snapped, every bone folded in on itself. For a second, her face changed. It became mine, my scream, my terror. Then silence. Her body drifted toward the window, and the reflection pulled her out. Ivan doesn't talk anymore. He just whispers numbers, the same pattern, every 237 seconds. That's how long the signal blackout lasted the first time. I checked the data logs. 2 minutes, 37 seconds missing. When I tried to open the file, it was already open, playing by itself, and the voice inside said my name. Ivan's gone now too. He opened the airlock and stepped out. I didn't stop him. I watched his body drift away. Then it stopped mid-space and walked back toward the ship. Not floating, walking. When it reached the window, it wasn't Ivan anymore. It was wearing his face like a mask, smiling too wide. "Orbit complete," it whispered. "Now the reflection's inside. It moves where the shadows move. Every time I blink, it's closer. The walls breathe. The air tastes like blood." I turned the lights off once. Bad idea. In the dark, the whispers got louder. Hundreds of voices, and all of them were me. The ship's orbit is decaying, but something's holding us here, like invisible gravity keeping us in Earth's shadow. No sunlight, no warmth, just the reflection. I saw it standing behind me today. No suit, no oxygen mask, just me. It looked at me and said, "We never came here, remember?" The cameras show nothing, just static, looping one phrase, "Stay here." The reflections are showing things that shouldn't exist. When I touch the walls, they pulse. When I look through the window, Earth is upside down. Maybe time's breaking, or maybe it's me. There's knocking inside my helmet now, inside, like something's crawling under the glass. I stopped eating, stopped sleeping. The whispers fill every breath. Every reflection shows me somewhere else. Dead crew, wires around my neck, blood floating like snow. When I blink, it's gone, but I can taste it. The reflection spoke again. It said, "You'll understand when you see it." Then it pointed outside, so I looked, and I saw Earth, only there was another one behind it, perfectly identical, but black, no light, just a shadow Earth, orbiting ours, and above it, hundreds of dead space stations, like ghosts of every mission that never came home. The reflection won't stop smiling. It moves when I move. It breathes when I breathe. There's something written on the glass now. I didn't write it. Return the signal. The comm light turned on. It's transmitting on its own. Then Harris's voice came through. It's not space out here. It's a mirror. And now I know. We never left orbit. We're still inside the blackout. Everything since that night, it's not real. Or maybe it's more real than anything else. We crossed over into the echo, and once you're in the echo, it doesn't let you go. There's a door opening in the hull. It shouldn't exist. There's light pouring in, cold, pale, like moonlight underwater. They're whispering again. Thousands of voices, all mine. Return home. But home doesn't mean Earth anymore. It means there. If anyone finds this recording, don't come looking for us. If you ever see two Earths in the sky, don't look up, because if you see them, you're already part of the reflection. They said the moon was dead, silent, lifeless. They lied. We landed 3 days ago. The first manned mission to explore the Artemis crater, a region untouched by sunlight for billions of years. Even NASA didn't tell us everything, only that this crater had unusual thermal readings. But when we stepped down, the ground was warm, like it was breathing. At first, we thought it was equipment malfunction, but when I knelt to check the surface, the dust shifted under my hand, like something living was just beneath it. The captain laughed it off. He said, "Relax, it's your mind playing tricks." But I could feel it, a faint pulse, coming from deep underground. We set up camp, ran tests, collected samples that looked like black glass shards. They were humming, not loud, just a vibration you could feel through the gloves. Yates said it was residual energy, but it didn't stop humming, even when sealed in the containment box. That night, the hum synced with our heartbeats. By day 2, we started hearing things through the comms. Faint breathing, not ours. Something slower, like a sleeping animal. We muted the channel. The sound kept going. Then, at exactly 02:11, every instrument shut off. The oxygen gauge, lights, comms, dead silence. And through the helmet, I heard footsteps. There shouldn't be sound here. No air, no echo. But I swear, something was walking outside the module. We held our breath. The footsteps stopped. Then, right next to my ear, a whisper. "You're on our skin." When the power came back, half of our external sensors were gone. Not broken, gone. The mounts were smooth, like they'd melted off. We checked the exterior cameras. One image remained, a frame of pure static and a faint reflection behind us. Something standing at the crater's edge. Tall, thin, human-shaped, but the stars were visible through it. Day 3. Captain ordered a full retreat, but the ascent module wouldn't respond. Systems looked fine, but the controls refused input like the ship was ignoring us. He started screaming into the comm, then froze. He said he heard his own voice, answering him back. Same tone, same words, repeating everything. Just a few seconds too late. Yates began drilling near the thermal reading. He said if we could find the source, maybe we could fix the signal interference. We begged him to stop. The hum was getting louder, matching our speech patterns now, copying us like an echo. He didn't stop. He drilled 20 meters deep. Then, his feed went black. We saw his helmet cam flicker, a red glow rising from the hole, and then his breathing stopped. When I ran over, the drill was still spinning, but Yates was gone. No blood, no body, just his suit, flattened, like something had breathed in through it. We sealed the hole with panels, but the hum came back that night, this time louder. And now, it had a rhythm. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The moon was breathing, and beneath us I could hear voices, 1,000 of them, whispering in unison. The walls pulsed, dust lifted in waves, and I saw handprints forming across the glass. from the outside. Then silence, pure silence, until I heard the captain again. But this time, his voice came from inside my suit. "You're standing on its chest." The floor cracked. Moon dust fell inward, revealing black flesh beneath, shifting like muscle under skin. We weren't standing on rock. We were standing on something alive. The hum turned into a scream, a deep, endless vibration that tore through the comms, through my skull, through everything. The stars began to move. No, they were eyes, hundreds of them, opening across the surface, looking straight at us. The module started to sink. Not fall, sink. The ground swallowed the landing gear, the panels, the antenna, slowly pulling us down. I tried to send an emergency ping, but the transmitter showed no signal. Then the screen flickered, and I saw a message already typed. "Connection accepted." It wasn't Earth that replied, it was under us. I blacked out. When I woke up, the module was gone. I was floating in a hollow chamber, smooth black walls, glowing faintly red. Gravity, still there, but upside down. I walked, or maybe crawled, toward a light at the far end. It wasn't a light, it was a face, massive, human-like, but carved into the stone. Its eyes opened as I approached, and it breathed out. The air filled my lungs. My comms came alive again, and I heard Yates, Harris, all of them, whispering the same phrase over and over. We were never the first. I looked down. Their helmets, hundreds of them, embedded in the floor, like fossils of old astronauts. Their eyes glowed faintly blue, and their mouths moved in perfect sync. It remembers. The walls began to contract, the air thickened. The hum became a heartbeat. Mine, or its... I couldn't tell anymore. I started running, didn't matter where. Every tunnel led back to the same chamber. Every turn brought me closer to the same face. And every time I screamed, the echo didn't come back as my voice. It came back as thousands. "Don't wake it again!" Then the chamber lit up. A single beam shot through the ceiling, piercing all the way to the surface. I felt the moon inhale, and the dust above began to rise. We weren't explorers, we were oxygen, fuel, a meal. When I came to, I was back on the surface, alone. Everything was gone. The ship, the crew, the equipment, just me, and a single footprint that wasn't mine. I looked up. Earth was there, bright and blue, and right beside it, a new scar across the moon's surface, a massive pattern that looked like lungs. I tried sending a distress call. The transmitter crackled. Then a voice replied, "Mission received. Prepare for landing." It was my own voice. I looked at my hands. They were covered in black dust. It was pulsing, like it was breathing through me. And in the reflection of my visor, the face of the moon smiled. I don't know whose face I'm wearing anymore. The station was supposed to be empty, decommissioned 20 years ago. No crew, no power, nothing but drifting metal over the dead side of Mars. But when we docked, the lights were already on. I was the first to enter. My boots clanged on the deck, echoing down the long, narrow corridor. Everything smelled wrong. Not decay, not fuel, just human, and faintly, something like burnt plastic. I called out through the comms, "Control, this is Vega. We've made entry. The station seems active." No reply, just a faint whisper in my headset, like someone breathing on the other side of the mic. We split up to restore life support. The walls creaked, like the whole structure was shifting in slow motion. Every step deeper, the gravity got heavier. That shouldn't happen. The artificial system was offline. When I passed a maintenance hatch, I saw something move. A hand, just for a second. I opened the hatch. Nothing inside, just reflection. My own face staring back from the dark glass. Except, I wasn't wearing my helmet. The power core was still running, barely. Old model, pre-fusion. We had to shut it down before it overloaded. Miller stayed behind to check the coolant system. I went to the command deck to access the logs. When I got there, the main screen was flickering with old footage. Crew members walking, eating, sleeping. Normal. Until one by one they began staring into the camera, not blinking, not moving, just staring. At me, like they knew I was watching. I tried skipping the feed. It jumped back on its own. Now the timestamp was current, live feed, and I saw Miller on the monitor, standing in the engine room looking up at the camera, eyes open wide, mouth moving silently. I called him on comms. He didn't respond. Then, on the monitor, he smiled. And in the background, I saw another figure behind him. Same suit, same markings, same patch, another me. I ran to the engine room. The lights were dim, spinning red. Miller's helmet lay shattered on the floor, no sign of his body. But the walls, they had handprints all over them, hundreds, some fresh, some burned into the metal like acid. When I looked closer, I realized each print had my glove markings. The intercom crackled. A voice came through, soft, calm. "Vega, return to the deck." It sounded like command, but command was gone. "We lost signal 2 days ago." I replied, "Who is this?" Silence, then the same voice again, but quieter. "You're not supposed to be here yet." I turned around. Something was standing in the hallway. It was wearing my suit. Helmet cracked, blood dried across the visor. I lifted my torch. It copied me. I moved left. It moved left. Right. Right. It wasn't reflection. It was delayed. Half a second off. Then it tilted its head, and I watched my own visor smile back. The door behind it slammed shut. I ran for the elevator shaft. No power, no movement. The emergency ladder was open. Halfway down, the lights went out. Darkness swallowed everything, only my own breathing, fast, uneven. Then, another breath, just beneath mine, perfectly synced, but deeper. I aimed my light down the shaft. There, below me, a helmet, staring straight up. It was me again, climbing up. I climbed faster. Didn't matter. Every rung, the echo climbed closer. I heard it whisper, "Don't leave me again." I reached the access hatch, kicked it open, and slammed the lock shut behind me. I was shaking so hard I could barely stand. But when I looked around, I wasn't in the engine bay anymore. I was back at the airlock, where we first came in. Then, my voice again. "It's your turn." The lights went out. When they came back on, I was sitting on the bed. Helmet gone, suit open. The other bodies were gone, but I could still feel them, pressing around me, like air too thick to breathe. The wall screen flickered on by itself. Security feed. It showed the hallway outside, and me, standing there, looking into the room. Only, I was still inside. The other me tilted his head, then smiled. "You look tired." I tried to smash the monitor, but every shard reflected a different version of me, one screaming, one burned, one still staring blankly forward. The pieces started whispering, not in sync, overlapping, too many voices. "You came to find us. You never left. We built this place from your shadow." The station groaned, metal bending like bone, something heavy moving behind the walls, like the whole structure was alive. The comms clicked again. "Vega, this is command. You've been out there too long." Finally, a real voice. I grabbed the mic. "Command, the station. There's something here. It's cloning us, killing us." Static. Then the voice replied, "Vega, calm down. You've been alone for 3 years." My blood froze. "That's not true. We docked 2 days ago." "There was no mission 2 days ago. You're the last signal we received from the first Vega 7. I looked down. My gloves were different, older, torn. The oxygen gauge read 3%, but I wasn't suffocating. I hadn't felt my heartbeat in minutes. My reflection appeared on the glass again, but this time it spoke first. "You died here." The walls started moving, panels sliding open, revealing corridors behind corridors, infinite layers folding into each other like mirrors. And in every reflection, another me was standing, each one older, more decayed, more twisted. They were all whispering together now. "Stay. Become part of the station." I tried to run, but every hallway led back to the same door, the crew quarters. The nameplate on it changed. Vega, then Vegas, then just me. I heard someone crying inside. Sounded like me. I opened the door. The room was empty, just a single mirror on the wall. I walked closer, and the reflection stepped forward, without me moving. He looked calm, peaceful. He said, "You were never Vega. You were the echo it left behind." I reached for the glass, and it reached back. Our hands touched. The surface rippled, cold as ice. My reflection smiled. Time to come home. Then it pulled me through. Now I'm on the other side. Same station, same hallways, but everything is reversed. The airlock window shows nothing. No Mars, no stars, just me. Millions of me. Endless reflections, stretching forever. We're all waiting for the next Vega to arrive, and when he does, I'll be the one standing in the corridor, wearing his face, smiling through his visor and whispering, "You're not supposed to be here yet."